Welcome back to another video, guys, here with Onewheel, and today I have a very exciting and long anticipated video where I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to add some customization to my rail guards. And this is something I've been wanting to show you guys for quite a while because you can really get really creative, especially when that GT comes. You know, it might be a little while before aftermarkets start making different things to make your Onewheel look unique. This is not very easy, so if you're looking for like a quick, easy thing that you can just slap on your Onewheel and call it done, you know, it might not be this might not be for you. So without any delay, let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to show you guys some of the things that I'm going to use to do this, and then instead of showing you the full process, I'm just going to add like a small thing to my Onewheel and show you guys where I am. So let's go ahead and jump right over to my Onewheel. Let me just show you guys what I'm talking about. Alright, so now that you guys have seen what I've done to my Onewheel, we're looking right at it right now. And basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking this right here, these music notes, and I'm going to be adding this to my board, okay? So I cut this already out and it's ready to be applied onto the rail guard here, which is where I'm going to add it, because this is where there's a lot of kind of some empty space and open there. I do want to keep it open on the other side, but there's what we're gonna do. So you're probably wondering, so what do we need to do this? Well, let me show you guys. So a few things to make this happen. First off, you're gonna need a Cricut cutter, or at least that's what I'm gonna be using in order to do this. And then of course you're gonna need some way to measure and make sure that you're getting the kind of measurement that you need as well for the rail guard. You're gonna need some vinyl. Okay, now I am using permanent vinyl. Okay, so not iron-on, but permanent stick-on vinyl. You're gonna need transfer paper as well. Okay. And then obviously you're going to need the Cricut software and the designing aspect of it. So let's go ahead and jump over to the computer. Alright, so now that we are in the Cricut software, we can now see the Cricut Design Space up here. That's the name of the software, Cricut Design Space software. You can download on their website, and it does come with the Cricut cutter. Now I will say this is my design file that I already have made, but I'm going to kind of show you guys how I did what I did. So we're going to go ahead and hit customize. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And now you can see all the little stickers and things that I made for my Onewheel, or all the custom vinyls that I already made. And you can also see the height. So I've already given you the height right here. About 1.25 is about the height that you need for a standard Onewheel rail. Obviously, if you can, you know, you can change that and make it go to 1.3 or more, but it would go over the edge. So just want to make sure you know that. Maybe you want that, but obviously we don't need these, so we're gonna just delete this stuff that I've already put on my Onewheel. So we can get this off, and get this off. I was gonna make two, one on each side, but I'm only gonna put it on one side for the sake of this video. Now that I have this, you're probably wondering, well, where did I even get this pattern from? Well, you can download any file into your computer. You can go over here and hit upload, and you can even upload an image into the Cricut software. So I made these in like Photoshop, and then I just dragged and dropped them into the Cricut software in here. Or you can do this, you can put like the Apple logo on there. Obviously it's huge, 28 inches. We need this to be 1.25 inch. And that will fit right here on our Onewheel right on the side. So that's pretty much where you get the designs. But once you have your design, I do want to mention that the color, like you can change this color. That does not impact like what the design is going to look like when you cut it. The color is defined by the vinyl that it's going to be cutting on the cutting mat, which I'm going to show you here in just a minute. Okay, so once we have our design, go ahead and hit make it in the top right corner. Obviously we don't want our Apple symbol, but we want these musical notes right here that you can see. So we're going to go ahead and hit continue. And then you can see it's looking for the cutter machine right now, and you can see it found it, and you can see I'm using the Air 2, and you can see I'm using this setting on my Cricut cutter, Iron Plus, and I'll show you guys here in a minute how to do that. And that's pretty much it. It's now waiting for me to, you know, kind of get it going here. So it gives you some instructions, but basically I just got to hit the go button and it'll start cutting this design that it already has queued up. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump over to the Cricut machine. Let's go take a look at that now. So a cutting mat will look something similar to this, and this is where you would actually put the vinyl. So obviously you would take your design, let's move all these things out the way, and then obviously you would just stick it right into the space that it would take up, like so. Now obviously we need to get this into the Cricut machine, so you press open on the Cricut, and obviously you push this into it, but we need to turn it on. power on. And of course, I'm not going to get into too many details on how the Cricut machine and everything works, but I just want to just give you a general overview of it, and you guys could obviously go watch other videos on how to work these things. But basically, we would take this and push it into these little grips here. As you can see, this whole mat is in there now. As I pull on and tug on it, it's in there. We're going to press that button that it told us to press, which is this little go button right here. So as you can see, it is already blinking in this area right here. So we'll go ahead and press this, and you can see that it is pulling that in. Now, when I hit this button here, which is to cut, the C button, it will cut the design that we specified on the computer. So I'll go ahead and do that just real quick to show you guys. And the settings that I use is actually iron on, and I use the 2 point. So not regular iron on, but the 2nd point. So when all said and done, you will have your design right here. And as you can see, I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera, you'll see that it is cut out this piece, or it's actually cut out these musical notes that we see here. Now, you have to actually weed out the design. So some tools that I use to weed out will be as follows. Just go ahead and grab one of these. Something like this, some type of needle point. There, very small needle point. All right, and now that once you get into the weeding process, you're basically going to take everything around the shape. So once all your weeding is done, you'll have your shape left, which is our musical notes, which we designed on the computer. And then there's only one last step left, which is to apply the transfer paper over the top. And then we will use that to apply the vinyl or the sticker onto the side of the rail of the Onewheel. So now I basically went ahead and cut off a piece of my transfer paper, and I'm going to use to transfer this design over to the Onewheel. So now you can see that I have the clear transfer paper over the top of our design, and you want to try to make this like kind of as flat as you can get it, because you do want this to have no air bubbles whatsoever, so that there are going to be no loopholes or openings and airports once you apply this to the surface that you're going to apply to, which in our case is going to be our Onewheel rail guards. We need to get this back off, so we need to take this off, and then we'll be able to just lay this right on. So let me go ahead and do that real fast. All right, so don't know if you guys can see that, but now you can see that the back is gone, and now all we have is just this sticker to apply the vinyl on. So now I'm just going to overlay this where I want this on the board. Push, 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 push. Okay, and then I'm going to do the moment of truth, which is usually the scariest for most people. And that's pulling this plastic off. And there we have it. We now have a nice vinyl on top of our Onewheel, completely custom and unique. Alright guys, so I hope you guys found it to be somewhat helpful, and I know it's a lot of work to put custom vinyl onto the rail guards, but if you did stick around to the end, you did see that this is definitely something that's very achievable. But of course you do need certain tools and things like that to do this, and you need like the Cricut, you know, the Cricut cutter, you need the software, you need to have a design that you need to come up with or find, and then you obviously need to cut that out and apply that in some tedious manners that you guys saw me do with the weeding and everything like that. So it's not something that's very easy, I would say, but there may be other ways to do this. If you have any ideas on how to apply things to your rail guards, please put that in the descriptions down below. I would love to learn from you guys if there's an easier method, because I did do this for pretty much my entire board, and you guys saw all the different colors on there and things, and those are all different vinyl colors as well. So it is very tedious. So I hope you guys like this content, and of course like and subscribe if you already haven't. There's much more great things I have in store for you guys too. And if you're floating already, continue to float. If you're not, find a way to float. Use out. See y'all.